Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you're new. If you're new here, my name is Elena. I'm the homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos, and here on the channel we talk about everything from homeschooling to homemaking, all the things in between. Today I'm going to create a new type of wellness, health and wellness type planner, I'm thinking. I'm not sure. I don't know. It doesn't have an official name. So what I did was go through a lot of my planner supplies earlier this year, and I decided I wanted to have, not in my catch-all planner, I'm going to try to put some things like fitness goals and gardening, I want to be homesteading dreams, things like that, mental health, all that into a different planner. So I really liked this cover. I picked out, I don't even remember what season this is from, but it is a Happy Planner cover. Lemons, it says good things are going to happen. So I thought we would start with that. I have some black plastic disc on it right now. And then just the cover here says squeeze the day. Then we kind of get into some major Franken planning here from old planner supplies that I had on hand. So this section here, as you can see, I think I'm going to create a macros meal plan. The way I like to track my nutrition is by counting my macros. So this first section here will be physical and mental health and nutrition, I think. That's kind of encompassing of it. So this front portion here, I have just one section. And yes, it's from 2019. What I'm thinking I'm gonna do is just kind of make this a motivational thing. This is a monthly view, but I'm going to put down what weeks are higher weeks, what weeks are lower weeks, and kind of make separate meal plans for those separate macro goals. So if that's not clear as mud for you, what we're going to do is 1 week I'll mark down, this is my calorie and macro range, and this week layout here will have a meal plan that coincides with that numbers. So let's say for this first week here, I'm going to do a meal plan for 14 to 1500 calories, and my protein goal is going to be 100 grams of protein. So I would create a meal plan on the weekly spread here, but here I would mark that down. The following week, maybe I want to do a meal plan, a second week plan of this, and then I can put that in. Or say I want to do a meal plan for 3 high days and 4 low days, and so I would write it down here. I'm thinking what I want to do is have a couple of weeks for each meal plan, though, instead of just 1 week, but we'll get into that. That's one option that I'm going to do with the monthly layout here. Or another thing that I was thinking for this monthly layout I could do is just make this a type of vision board, just goals and kind of an inspiration board more so. So that's an option that I have here that I may go with that, because I'm just going to cover this up. I don't really have a set game plan for the monthly view, but like I was saying, for the weekly view, here is where I was going to put in the actual example meals. So this is the color block layout, I believe it was called, and I originally was using this at one point for our homeschool. At one point when I was using it for our homeschool layout. It worked really well because I was using each one as subjects, but my kids, as they're getting older and we are changing things up in our homeschool, I found that this year I was just better off with a bullet journal, and that's been working well. I have a video for that if you want to see that. I'll try to remember to link it. But for the meal plan, what I'm going to do is probably use this top line here for breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and then another snack, so that I have options to do it that way. I'm probably just going to draw the lines across for the weekend, or if I want to have a larger meal on the weekends because the family's home, and usually, I don't know about you, let me know if you can relate. But on the weekends, most of the time my husband is home, thankfully, and our eating is different than during the week because it's a little bit different schedule. So that's the plan for this first section here. So I just have a couple in here. The dates won't matter because I'm not gonna assign a particular date. I just want to have example meals in here so that I'm not trying to come up with it every day. I'm not trying to make my macros fit every day. I found it's much easier just to have the layout done, and it just makes my days go much smoother when I am tracking macros. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this last page here. So for now, I think we'll just leave that blank. The next section is gonna be like a fitness overview. This is gonna be, I've done this before in this section where I will put down like gratitude on the top here. Here, I think I was using it for just notes, like a quick recap of how the day went, how I felt, what happened that day. And then down here was more like habit tracking. So did I hit my macros? Did I take my vitamins? Did I get enough water in that day? Did I work out? That kind of thing was going down here. So I can get a bigger view of what was happening and kind of see if there's any correlation between, like, say, you know, I didn't take my vitamins, or I didn't drink water, or I didn't, you know, was missing out on some really healthy goals down here. And then the next few days I ended up having really crappy days, or, you know, so I can kind of see the correlation between that. And then I just think having a practice of gratitude, this just worked out well for this area. I also could put down my emotions in this space too, especially in this highlighted up here, like overall how my day went. But I find that like my emotions just ebb and flow throughout the day. So it's hard to be like, today was a happy day, today was an anxious day, because I may have moments that are like that. Yeah, it ebbs and flows. So maybe it's just ideas. I'm going to get into it and start working in it and see what works for me, and then change it if needed as it goes. So it's going to be really fluid for me. Like that, you know, you can take pages in and out. We can add pages to here. So that's going to be great. Monthly view, I am going to redate so that it lines up correctly. Now at the time of filming, it is already mid-January. I did want to have this done before, so that I could start at the beginning of the month, but I didn't. So I may backtrack a couple of days that I remember, but I want to mark down here things, just a super quick recap. So glance at a view, what's happening. And then I also, on this monthly view, want to track my cycle, because I've noticed that both my mental and physical changes with my cycle. And so I want to see where my hormones are at with that, and if I need to do some further research into that, and kind of see if there's any changes that need to be made, or what I can do, or further research, that type of thing. So that's what this section I'm planning to do. So I have 3 months in here. This was, as you could see, was their faith layout, the SOAP layout. SOAP being the scripture, observation, application, and then the P is for prayer. But I'm going to use it a little bit differently because the particular layout here. I don't usually use the SOAP method, but I do have some of these faith layout pages still. So I have those for January. I'll just redate it. February, you can see my monthlies don't line up, but that's okay. We're going to redate it. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work. I really wanted to use up what I had this year, and so that's why we're just making things work. So I went ahead and, like I said, I put 3 months in, January through March, because I'm going to, for the first 90 days, 90-ish days, I'm going to try to work out consistently, and what that means is at least 3 days of strength training, and then 1 to 2 days of either just a light workout, like a light cardio workout. So I found these videos that are just, it's light cardio. It's like 20 to 30 minutes, but some of them I'm like beat. I've been watching Grow with Jo, and she's got some really fun ones on there, and so I just pick one that I think would be fun. Sometimes I invite the kiddos to do it with me. She's got one that's like for Encanto, and we've done that a couple times with the kiddos, and that's been fun. But anyways, at least like maybe 1 day, and then I've been trying to get like a quick walk in. So 1 to 2 days of one of those things. If I get extra days of strength training, even better. But I know that if I set out right away to say I'm getting back to 4 days of strength training, that I will put too much pressure on myself and I won't get to it, and I can be an all or nothing in that area. So I want to get at least 3 days of strength training in, and then, like I said, 1 to 2 days in of a lighter type workout. So that, and then macro wise, what I want to do is to eat at maintenance. I've never done that where I've allowed myself to eat at maintenance. I'm either following my macros for a cut or not following them at all and kind of just letting myself eat what I want, taking a mental break from counting macros. So I'm going to eat at maintenance and just kind of see where my body wants to go. The only macro though that I will be paying close attention to is the protein macro. So I want to make sure that I'm hitting my protein macros and that I am in the calorie range for my maintenance. I'm going to let my carbs and fats be a little more fluid so that I don't feel like I have to hit these certain numbers every day and just overwhelm myself with it. So this is a new experiment for me. Like I said, I've never eaten at maintenance. I'm nervous and excited at the same time. I know that the scale will probably go up, and that can be difficult for some people. And I'm finding out that I'm one of those people. But I think once I get into the groove of getting that strength training in, I like the way that I feel when I'm doing that. It helps so much, not just physically, but mentally. And I really just want to take this period to fall back in love with working out again. That's the 90-day overall fitness goal. Let's jump back into the planner and I'll explain the rest of what's going on in there. So that's kind of my fitness section, what we'll be doing in here. And then here you can see I have a sticky note that's marked garden. Sorry, a little out of, you can see if I was in focus. So I have this garden section here. I'm not the greatest gardener. And we moved and the area we're in does not have like a patio type in the back side. So I'm limited in space of where I can plant and things that I can do, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to attempt to at least grow a few things. I'm sure you can probably, I don't know if the camera's picking up, my youngest in the background, he's okay. Those are happy. I think he's singing. So anyways, the garden section here, all I have in the garden section is this really cute divider. I'm going to cover this part that says February, but it says she loves the smell of warm coffees, bloomed roses, and new beginnings. And I just thought that would be a great spot for the garden section. I just have post-it notes to remind me of what I wanted to do for each section. And then here, I'm not quite sure what I need in a gardening planner type section, but I know there are things that I want to track and remind myself to do. So what I put in here is just these, I can't remember what Happy Planner called this layout. Did they call this the monthly layout? Which to me, I don't really get because it's like a list, more like a list layout, but whatever. It's got these really great listing tabs. And so I actually really love this option, this particular layout that they did. But the majority of the planner has these little like bullet points, and then to me it looks like a lister's dream, right? So I think that for now that's what I have in here. I put in mostly, I believe, the last page of the month or the week for the layout because the backside has just notes, and so this is kind of what it looks like for now. Here's just a double page of this, and I think I'm just going to create lists, jot myself down notes until I get a better idea of the layout that I want or need for gardening. But things that I'm going to put in here are things that I want to get started. So for the month of January, for my zone area, things that I want to get started in seeds right now. And then as the months go by, there'll be things that okay, it's time to start hardening off the plants. This is how this plant is doing. This is the type of plant that I planted. That type of thing is what's going to go in this section here, and kind of make myself notes of what seeds I purchased, what I want to purchase, if I bought any starter plants, that type of thing will go in this section for now. And like I said, I'm going to keep it really fluid like this. I'm able to take in or take out pages. I'm going to put in or take out pages. If I find a garden planner sheet already set up that I like, I can print it out and put it in here too. But since I'm not quite sure what all I'm going to need in this area, because I don't think I'm going to have room for a huge planner, for a huge garden, I think that this is a good start. So we'll put that in there. And then the last section that I have for now, and I say for now because I imagine as things grow, this planner will grow too, is just some project goal sheets in here. So these are also Happy Planner, and it just has project/goal. It has today's date, subject overview, your planning steps, action steps, and due date. So I have these thrown in here just in case I wanted to add anything, or I felt like these would be good to have in. And then this last one is just another type of insert. So note pages. And that's it. That's what we've got in here. So I'm going to get started on decorating this, but I thought I would show you beforehand what I'm using, how I went about using what I had on hand, even super old layouts, things like that. Maybe give you an idea of what to do with some of your old sheets. Like I keep saying, this is the year that I want to use up what I have and just be mindful of my planner budget. I'm on a little to no spend for this year. In fact, I have a spot in one of my planner wallets of what I'm tracking, what I'm spending on planner supplies this year. It's been a few days, maybe even a week since I first started putting this together. So I thought I would just show you how it's going along for now. I will come back in and update you with it, but I think that's just how I'm gonna have it set up for now. Like I said, we've just got title page. I think here I'm just gonna use it more for now as a vision type board or motivational page. I have some ideas of things that I wanna print out, but I just haven't gotten a chance to do it. And as you can see, I've not done the macro meal plan yet, but that's to come. This one, I think what I'll do too is create some better dividers eventually, but for now I'm just gonna leave the sticky notes. And then my monthly view is just gonna work as a snapshot of things here. For now, I'm kind of excited that this is going to ebb and flow, I know, for me, and there are already some things that I want to add back in here that I had in my bullet journal type fitness journal. I'll try to link that for you in case you're interested in seeing that one, but I know there's some pages there that I want to add in here. And then on the side, I just put a couple monthly goals, and I think that's going to work out well for me. And then you can see as I started, it was kind of a slow start of getting back into the groove of things, and I'm not quite all the way there yet, but it's getting there. I'm starting to fill out more things. I'm kind of seeing the way that I think I want to use this better for myself. So for now, this is working out well for my gratitude, and then maybe just an overall picture of what we did during the day here on this highlighted part. And then this section is just like thoughts, how the day kind of went, how I was feeling. And then down here, I'm putting more of like actual things that I did or did not do. So I think what I may try to do for next week is get it set up so that it's more permanent that way. But whether or not my Bible study in or spent some quiet time, if I worked out, if I did something productive for the house, things like that, because that's really what's on the forefront of my mind for this month is just getting my house back in order. And so I think I will maybe chalk that out a little bit more for the next week and see how that works for me. And then for the next month, I'll of course redate it and then just see if this worked out well for me, continue with it. If it didn't, then I can switch it up for myself as well. Then for the garden section, all I've done so far is just make a little list of seeds that I need to get started for this month. We are in kind of a weird, I think we're like in a 6B, 7A zone. So, but we're in a position where I have to use all containers for this month. I don't have, or for this year, I won't have a place that I can actually put in ground plants. So that also is going to tie in a little bit. And so I'm just putting down stuff that I want to, that I think can be into seeds, and then I'll go back and check a look and see if they're container friendly. So this is just, it's just a list for now, and that's how that's working out. But that is it. This is how I'm gonna get this set up for now and how we're gonna start out with. Like I said, it's probably gonna change as things change for me, but I'm excited to see where it'll go. Thanks so much for hanging out with me and getting this set up. As always, if you don't know or if you just need to be reminded, you are extremely and truly loved and appreciated. Again, I really appreciate you taking your time out and spending it here with me. Thanks so much for watching.